Feige is truly the envy of Hollywood, but there's one thing that he's failed to do, and that's keep it simple when it comes to those damn Infinity Stones. Yes, they're supposed to be super important in the MCU as we march towards Avengers Infinity War, supposedly collecting stones as we go. But so far, I don't really think anyone's keeping tabs on the Infinity Stones, except for a few hardcore comic book fans, and for those of us whose job it is. But Kevin Feige hasn't exactly made it an easy path to follow. I mean, the locations are kind of simple, but even that still, I think you need a video like this to really spell it out for you. Although, as everyone likes to say, the Infinity Stones spell Thanos. He's like, of course it's for me to wear. It's got my name on it. But anyway, what they do is another matter entirely. I mean, it's really convoluted. And I think the lack of clear-cut storytelling when it comes to each stone, of where it is and what it does, is one of the reasons that the general audience isn't, really pondering where the Infinity Stones are, right? I mean, I think this is going to be something that's going to really sneak up on people, and they'll be like, oh, is that important? All right, so now before we get in here and I tell you about each of the 6 stones, I want to just give you a little bit of a spoiler warning regarding Doctor Strange. It's a super obvious spoiler. You already know it. Come on. And that's the only spoiler that's in here. So you can watch this video right now if you have not yet seen Doctor Strange, unless you are like the most casual Marvel moviegoer ever, and therefore watch the video after you've seen Doctor Strange. Okay. Let's get started. All right, so there are 6 stones. Now, the first stone that we met was the Space Stone, the blue one, aka the Tesseract. And there's a stone there in the middle there as Thor's vision revealed in Age of Ultron. You know, the one that Kevin Feige said, oh, you can have your Hawkeye storyline, Joss Whedon, if you give me Thor's vision. So that, of course, would lead one to believe that the blue Space Stone is going to show up again in Thor Ragnarok because Thor left and wasn't in Civil War so that he could go and pursue his vision, right? Remember, he said that at the end of Age of Ultron. So currently, Heimdall, aka Idris Elba, is looking out for it, but again, I think Thor will probably say, yoink, I need to borrow that. And because also the power of the Space Stone, this is one of the easier ones, is it allows you to travel through space. It's like the teleportation stone, basically, and there's a heck of a lot of space travel, apparently, in Thor Ragnarok. So that's the first stone, right? And again, a lot of these are moving targets. They don't even stay in one place. Then next, the Mind Stone. It's yellow. This one's easy to find as it's smack in the middle of Vision's forehead. But the powers, that's another situation. It does mind control, and for a while it was blue. Remember when it was in the scepter? Fake out! It also created the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. It was a power source for Tony Stark, which Jarvis later identified as a living computer, and it gave Vision life. So this, there's a couple of stones here that can basically do anything. It's like a writer's dream. It's like, oh, how did the character do that? Infinity Stone. That's actually sloppy writing. You're supposed to come up with very specific powers for each stone, and then a really experienced quality screenwriter it's like a puzzle and figures out how to use them, and it makes it easier for all of us to follow. Nobody likes the child's version of you didn't tag me, I had my Infinity Gauntlet on. Okay, all right. So next up, the Reality Stone, which was, as you might recall, red. This was the Aether in Thor: The Dark World, which is genius to hide it in a crappy movie. So forgettable. Now, as you also might recall from that film, it can be absorbed into a person and make them godlike. Another stone that can basically do anything you want it to. Then next, there's the Power Stone, which is purple, which of course was in the orb in Guardians of the Galaxy, which is now protected by the Nova Corps. This stone can destroy a planet if you use it and aren't distracted by an episode of Dancing Amongst the Stars. Apparently, it can also be defeated if everyone gets in a circle and sings Kumbaya. So that's not so powerful for the Power Stone. Then there's the Time Stone in Doctor Strange, which is green, which sits in the Eye of Agamotto. It is the Eye of Agamotto, actually. And it's currently held in Camartage, or if Doctor Strange is planning a night out on the town and wants to have some bling. This was the best use of an Infinity Stone I've seen yet. It was very clear that it was an Infinity Stone. They called it an Infinity Stone in the movie. It would have been even better if Wong had been like, hey, do you know what Infinity Stones are? take a seat, Doctor Strange. Here's a book for you. Let me fill you in. But anyway, it was very clear that it was an Infinity Stone. It was, very clear, it had its original color that it's supposed to have, and it was extremely clear what it did. It manipulates time, and it only manipulates time. It doesn't manipulate time. A couple of these stones are like Swiss Army knives. This one, it's the Time Stone. It manipulates time. It's green, and it's in the Eye of Agamotto. That's what we're looking for with the writing when it comes to the Infinity Stones. Now, I said there's 6, and that means there's one left, and that's the Soul Stone. Now, this can show up in any of the remaining Marvel movies before we get to Avengers Infinity War. And so that means Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, I don't know if they'd let Sony have an Infinity Stone, Thor Ragnarok, and then, of course, Black Panther. Now, the Soul Stone controls souls. This one sounds pretty interesting. And also clear-cut. It can control the living and the dead. It can also steal powers and the abilities of others. That one's a little bit sketchy. But it's also, I like this one, it's sentient. That means, we don't know if Kevin Feige will do this, but who wouldn't? It's sentient, kind of like the Cloak of Levitation, and it hungers for souls. Ooh, that means I think it would make a pretty nice ring or some kind of jewelry for Hela, aka Kate Blanchett, and Thor Ragnarok. So my money would be on it showing up there. Also, a couple of other notes about Avengers Infinity War and how this is all going to tie together. It's been rumored that Kate Blanchett's Hela will stand in for Death, who is supposed to be who Thanos has a mad crush on. The Mad Titan has a mad crush on Hela, and that's why he does what he does to try and impress her with dead bodies. And as I've said before, nothing sweeter than a dead Avenger. So Kevin Feige has recently been asked about this and refuses to confirm or deny, which is in some ways a confirmation. Then also, though, the Soul Stone, I think, could bring back Quicksilver. He was signed for a multi-picture deal, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Everybody liked his Quicksilver, and I think, as I've been saying, that would be a great way to play with Scarlet Witch, to bring her over potentially to the dark side, right? Want to come over here? No. I got your dead brother. Okay. All right, so as I said, who in Infinity War will live? We're so obsessed with who will die. And then finally, Captain Marvel's origin story is being reworked. That's a given. As I've said before, I suspect she will be Infinity Stone powered, a la Doctor Strange. Well, Doctor Strange just uses an Infinity Stone, but Vision and Scarlet Witch are Infinity Stone powered. And I think Captain Marvel, aka Carol Danvers, is going to join the club. All right, so those are the Infinity Stones. We know the location of 5. We kind of know the powers of 5, and there's a tantalizing one on the horizon. So what do you think of Avengers Infinity War? Are you excited the way it's coming together, or do you think that Marvel, this is the one place like I do, that they could have done a little bit of a better job? But I do think on a positive note, let's end on a positive note, they're picking up their game as Avengers Infinity War gets closer, and I think that the Time Stone is an encouraging sign of how they're going to handle this going forward. All right, write your thoughts down below, and you can check out some more videos right now.